Hey everybody, it's Julian or Flow Graphics here, and welcome to another episode of FlowTalks. I know it hasn't been one for a while, so welcome back. I'm here, I'm alive. Just to fill you in before I sort of start the video, I'll be uploading twice a week from now on, so I think I'm going to go Wednesdays and Saturdays in the mornings for Australia. I guess if you're in America, that might be Friday night and Tuesday night, and then depending on where else in the world they'll be sort of different, but for Australia it'll be Wednesday morning and Saturday morning. And yeah, so keeping with the same content I've always uploaded, tutorials and whatnot, but I do have access to a lot of facilities and things I didn't originally have access to, so I should be able to create a lot of really interesting content that I otherwise haven't been able to create previously on this channel. So just keep an eye out, there's lots of new stuff coming. So as you can see on the screen right now, this is a Speedart for a channel banner, my channel banner. This is actually on my channel right now, so if you go to my channel page, you can see the full final product of this banner. I thought, what a better way to restart FlowTalks than to make a new banner for the channel. So yeah, like you all know, I love my fluoro 80s sort of retro colors, and I also love abstract sort of art. So this is a way to combine the two in sort of a modern take. And that's actually something I'm going to be talking about this episode, is how to sort of spot current and future trends and ways that you can actually latch onto trends previously. So like this is a take on a style that's a few decades old, but I've sort of tried to reinvigorate it and make it fresh and modern and new with the use of a couple different techniques and color styles and whatnot. So I'll be talking about how to actually sort of reinvent styles and themes from trends, and how to actually use them and make them into future trends and make them really cool and unique and sort of cutting edge. But yeah, so I'll be talking a bit about the Speedart, as well as a bit about my channel and where it's heading, a few other things as well. I'll just get straight into it. Obviously, you all realize I haven't uploaded probably for the past 6 months or so. I've been a bit slow of uploading than I usually have been. And then the past couple of months has been very, very slow, like you would have known. This is due to a lot of things, and it's sort of like one of the worst things you can do as a YouTube sort of content creator is not upload content, and then you upload a video like a month later, and then you just start saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry for not uploading, yeah, blah blah blah," and then you just get in that cycle of never uploading, and the one video you do upload, you're saying sorry for not uploading. So I don't want to be that person, but long story short, I haven't had any time for YouTube. I just simply didn't have time in my life. There wasn't enough minutes in my day to make YouTube content and keep it going. But now there is. There's some circumstances and whatnot that have changed in my life permanently that will allow me to make YouTube videos consistently all the time now, which is fantastic. It's something that I really did not like. I did not like the fact that I didn't have enough time for YouTube. It made me very sad. I absolutely love my YouTube channel, so I'm really, really happy and excited to just get right back into it. And I'm basically going to be uploading more than I ever have consistently for the foreseeable future. I'm just going to keep it going, and I've got lots of awesome stuff in the works. I don't want to give too much away, but I'm currently setting up a website / community / sort of platform. I'm setting up a really, really awesome sort of online hub for learning resources and stocks and templates and a whole bunch of stuff. It's really awesome. It's something that I've wanted to do since I very first started graphic design. It's always something that I felt like this community is needed. And there's a lot of websites currently that do similar things that I feel like aren't doing it right. And this is my way to create something which I would use and what I wish I had when I first started out graphic design and just art in general. So I'm working on something really big. It's going to be awesome. And it's going to go through a lot of different stages. And it's going to start out small and then keep working and building up. But yeah, so just so you all know, I'll just give you a little leak. I'm working on something pretty awesome, me and a team of people as well. So keep an eye out for that. But like I said before, talking about sort of post trends and future trends and whatnot, like you can see me making right now, I'm making somewhat of like an 80s retro style banner. So I chose this because I just love poppy, bright colors. I always have. As far as graphic design goes, I just love making abstract, colorful stuff that just pops. Like you can't not notice this banner. If there was a big list of Google images and you're sifting through the images and you saw this banner as one of those images, it would just pop out. Like you can't not see it. And that's what I really love about this style of art. It's just, yeah, I know it's just so unique and poppy and colorful. I really, really love it. I love working with color. I love working with nice, vibrant sort of, poppy images. And anything to do with 80s or just retro style stuff at all is an awesome excuse just to pack as many colors as you can into one image. So what I tried to do was sort of have this sort of yin and yang going with this sort of main text. So I wanted something a bit more sort of, not cursive, but it's like someone just sort of slapped it on with a paintbrush that's really neon and bright and glowing, like as you can see, the word flow. And then I wanted something a lot more sort of reflective and clean and bold for the word graphics. So they sort of contrast each other, those two words. They're really cool in their own sort of ways, and then together they actually work really well together, with that whole sort of retro color palette being like the sort of the greens, the oranges and the blues. And then I sort of tied that all in together with the background and whatnot, everything around it that you'll see me sort of construct over this Speedart. But realistically, this is sort of a current take on a predominantly sort of like 80s style design. And in my opinion, this is like a modern version. Well, not my opinion, this is a modern version of that type of design. And there's a few things that make it a modern version. And that's something to be really conscious of whenever you're making designs, whenever anyone's making art in general. It doesn't just have to be graphic design, just anything art related. A lot of people actually take older trends and actually reinvent them. And it just happens all the time. You look back to, I forget the name, but the original iPod, the whole design for the original iPod was actually taken off. It was some sort of like audio recorder or something like that was a few years older than the iPod, and that was quite dated at its time, and it basically stole all the design elements and then made it new and modern, and that's how they based the whole design of the iPod. And you think the iPod is such an amazing, unique, fresh idea, when really they were just sort of reinventing older ideas. And it's surprising how often that happens in our society, as well as art, just art in general. People love, like, basically, this world would be nothing without all the past knowledge and all the past experience and work of, all of our predecessors. So when it comes to art, you've got this huge, you can just type in Google and you've got this huge backlog of art and all this amazing stuff that other people have made for hundreds of years prior to us. Use that as research. See why people did certain things. See what worked, what didn't work. If you see a style of art in the 70s or in like the 1900s that looks really cool, but you sort of think to yourself, oh, maybe they could have done that a bit better, or maybe if we use these colors it would make it a bit more modern. Do that, because obviously that was an art style that worked for its reasons back then, and then now you can sort of reinvigorate it and refresh it and make it work now. And it's a really easy way. Well, it's not always easy, but it's a really sort of straightforward approach to constantly updating and progressing, because realistically we're at a day and age where nothing's really new, nothing's really unique. Pretty much any idea at all that you can think of has been done in some way. So the only thing you can do as an artist is to give your own unique take on it. I've always sort of followed this sort of philosophy with my work and my YouTube, where I can choose to be one of two things and any sort of combination of these two things. And this is also how I believe artists or sort of YouTube content creators and whatnot get noticed. If you want to work, if you want to actually if you want it to work, if you want to start making money from your art, if you want to be popular, if you want to build a name for yourself, one is you have to be better. You have to be better than everyone else at something. So, and at least try. But for example, if there's a YouTube channel that does car reviews and you want to start doing car reviews, look at all the other YouTube channels and think to yourself, how can my channel and my videos just simply be better? Can I have better graphic design, better logos? Can my thumbnails be better? Can my titles of my videos be more catchy? The reviews themselves, can I review better cars? Can I just give more detail in the reviews? You're just going to make it better. If people are watching this current standard of what's good on car tutorials or car reviews, then you're going to do better than that for people to start watching you instead. And if you don't want to do it better, or if you feel like you can't, or for whatever reason that's limited, you got to be different. So if you want to do car reviews, but you're interested in a completely different style of cars, you're interested in really old, rundown, rustic cars that people aren't really interested in, or maybe don't have a bigger audience, then you've got to be different. Obviously that's different in itself, but maybe have a really, really sort of quirky, interesting sort of character or personality that you add to the show. Or maybe you have crappy cars. Maybe you just reviewing like Priuses and just little Toyotas and whatnot. Then you got to be really entertaining. You got to be different. People got to like you. So that sort of applies to art or really anything you do in life. Really, you got to be better than someone at something, or you have to be totally different than someone else at something for people to sort of notice you. And the way this sort of ties back into art is think about what people did well in trends, where current trends or past trends, and think about either how you can make that trend better or how you can work off it and make it really different. With this banner that you're seeing right now, me make, I feel like I got the typical sort of 80s style work, and then in my own opinion, in my own skill set, I believe that I made it better by, obviously back in the 80s, they didn't have Photoshop CC and all these cool tools and all this stuff, so they were very limited. They couldn't do a lot of really cool detailed effects and lighting and whatnot in their designs. And if they could, it was a lot of hard work, and you had to be an absolutely extraordinary artist to do that sort of stuff. So in my opinion, I can do a lot of techniques and lighting and glows and shadows and things that are in my design that is better than the typical standard for 80s and retro sort of designs back in the day. And I've also given it sort of a modern take with the abstract shapes, and little tiny things to do with the colors that I've chosen, the way I've sort of meshed those colors together, make it a bit more modern. As well as just the fact that back in those days, they didn't have the full color spectrum as we do. Like our screens to simply have way more colors than what they were able to show. A lot of it was just print work. So purely just making a retro sort of 80s style design on a computer screen where you can have 16-bit color, it's automatically better than all of the 80s sort of retro designs back in the day that didn't have access to any of those sorts of things. So think about, when it actually comes to finding a new style of work, or you're making a new art piece and you want to try and make it stand out, it's really good to look at past and present work and figure out how you can actually adapt that, whether it's make it better or make it different, or some sort of combination of the both. Honestly, that's my opinion on sort of YouTube and just in general, just life, really. But in reference to YouTube, if you're going to make YouTube videos and you want people to look at your content and enjoy you and the videos you make, you got to have something that's different. You got to stand out. There's lots of different graphics channels that do tutorials, but for some reason you all watch me. Thank you. But I feel like I give something different because I have somewhat of a unique set of skills. I have a lot of 3D skills. I'm interested in illustration and graphic design. I also have a lot of game design skills. So I have this sort of broad spectrum of skills. I might not be really, really amazing in one area. Like there are some graphic designers that are just outstanding at typography and then also like traditional drawing and portraiture and all sorts of things. And I'm not that good. So I thought to myself, hey, okay, if I'm not really, really good in one area, I'll use my sort of broad set of skills to try and help people the way I can. And then I add my own sort of unique take to it by maybe because I'm Australian too, maybe people like that. But I honestly, the way I try to structure all my videos is I just like to talk to you. I just like to talk to you all like you're my friends and you're my mates. I just picture myself sitting down in a room or just having coffee with you guys and just chatting. I don't like having really professional, structured, rigid sort of tutorials where I just feel like I'm a robot. I would much rather just sit down with you guys and just have a chat and just sort of talk to you sort of one-on-one. It's just easier for me to talk, and apparently you all must like it because it's working for me so far. So that's how I've sort of done my thing. And a lot of you watching probably are, quite interested in graphic design or art or YouTube or anything like that. So hopefully this sort of knowledge can apply to you, and hopefully you can use this sort of knowledge in your own benefit. If you make YouTube videos, or if you share your art online in any sort of way, really try and, you know, be better or stand out. Those are the only two things I could really give advice on, because that's what I stick to. That's literally like sort of like the base sort of level motto that I just reinforce in my mind every day, because it's worked for me personally so far. So hopefully it works for all of you guys, and I believe it to be true somewhat. So yeah, just enjoy yourself as well. Have a lot of fun. But yeah, hopefully you've all enjoyed this banner. I had a lot of fun making it. I had a lot of fun making this banner. I'm not sure why. For me, whenever I'm doing these speed arts, I just chuck on Spotify, put on some music. Shout out to Spotify. This isn't sponsored. I just like Spotify. I'll put on my headphones, put the volume way up, listen to some music, and I'll just space out. Like, I'll just get in the zone. And it's such a special thing when that happens too. When you're just completely in the zone, doing what you love, and you just get this awesome feeling. And I just had that feeling the whole time making this speed art that you're watching on the screen right now. And it's amazing what you can actually create when you're in this sort of frame of mind. Things just naturally come, ideas naturally come, and whatever you're working on just takes form and takes shape really easily and effortlessly. It just happens. So that's another sort of little tip, is whenever you're creating something, find out that sort of perfect frame of mind to tap into and keep doing it. You know, all of my speed arts, I do this, every single one. I've got a specific sort of playlist of songs in a specific order that fire me up and get me pumped up, and I'll start singing to myself and bobbing my head, and then I'll get into it, and I'll just start clicking buttons and moving my mouse and drawing, and it just happens. Like, I don't even know what I'm thinking about. Most of the time I don't even have a plan. Stuff just happens because I'm able to sort of tap into that same frame of mind. So hopefully, you know, if you're struggling, maybe try listening to music. Maybe it's the actual scene that you're in. Maybe that you need to be sat at a specific desk, have some sort of scenery, or maybe it's to do with the weather or the lighting or anything. Like, you know, a lot of people have different sort of things that they like to work, different sort of work environments that they like to work in. Find out what you like and what works for you, and just keep doing it over and over. But yeah, again, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Like always, if you have any future ideas for tutorials, any sorts of videos you'd like me to cover, be sure to let me know in the comments. I know I haven't got you guys to say anything in the comments for a while, so if you've listened all the way to the end, if you're still listening now, you're one of the true awesome subscribers. Say biscuits in the comments section. I'm just saying that because there's a packet of biscuits next to me right now. So say biscuits in the comments section if you're an awesome person that's listened right to the end. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of the biscuits. I don't know what I'm saying, but like always, everybody, I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you've got something out of this video. Like I said, I love just having a chat to you guys. It's a lot of fun. I just sit here with my mic. I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to say. I just hit record and I just start chatting, and it's really cool. So I love when you guys respond to me in the comments, because I feel like I'm just having a one-on-one chat with you all, and it's a really good feeling. I love it. So it's been Julian of FlowGraphics here. See you later.